Well, hello there, family. I didn't see you there. And welcome back to another edition of Crenshaw Corner. I am your host, Sanchez Crenshaw, and as always, I am joined by the absolute best part of my day. The apple of my eye, the wind beneath my wings.
I wanted to be a part of it, and I think you had me muted.
I did.
And I was like, dang.
Yeah, I had you muted.
I didn't hear myself.
Because I had your mic on mute because you don't know how not to talk through the opening.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
So once again, the apple of my eye. Mm-hmm. The wind beneath my wings.
This be with attitude now. This be with attitude. I'm not even going to be like, I'm not even doing my shh noise. Nothing. Go ahead.
The rib that completes me.
Yeah.
The katana to my Luke Cage.
I don't. Oh, I know that.
You should.
Luke Cage.
Not Luke Cage.
Who did you say then?
Liu Kang. The katana to my Liu Kang.
Oh, I was excited for that. I thought you said Luke Cage.
No, I didn't say Luke Cage.
That's what I thought you said because I knew Luke Cage.
No, I didn't say that at all. I said Liu Kang.
No.
Get over here. Your soul is mine.
No.
It's on your blade. Kano. Scorpion.
The Scorpion King?
Sub-Zero.
I know Sub-Zero. Wait.
Ma'am.
G.I. Joe. That's not G.I. Joe. No, for real, wait. You said Sub-Zero. I felt like that was G.I. Joe.
I did not say Snake Eyes, man.
Okay, wait, hold on.
I said Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I just watched this movie literally 3 times back to back. Mortal Kombat.
Come on now. Let me clap for myself.
No, don't you dare clap for yourself. Don't you dare.
Clap for my.
No, don't you even.
I was good. I was right there.
You wasn't.
Because I missed it. I thought you said Luke Cage at first. And
then
you said Sub-Zero. So I was thinking G.I. Joe.
How did you get Sub-Zero? How did you get G.I. Joe out of Sub-Zero?
Ain't something like that in G.I. Joe?
There's a Snake Eyes.
Well, same philosophy.
It is not the same philosophy.
I'm just saying. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Give me credit. I got that.
One is a mute ninja.
Mortal Kombat.
And one is a ninja that shoots ice out his hands.
Mortal Kombat.
2 different scenarios.
Same vessel.
It is not the same vessel.
It's a human. The vessel is a human.
This is crazy.
I'm just saying, I feel good about it. I don't care what you say.
You shouldn't. I'm telling you now, you shouldn't feel good.
I feel really, really good right now.
You shouldn't.
Because that didn't take me as long as normal.
No, that's a false confidence you have right there. You shouldn't even feel good about that.
This joke is I got a false confidence. Is you gonna finish with you? No, I think it's my turn.
I did. It's your turn.
What is going on, family, guys? What is going on? I am Angela Crenshaw, guys. What is
that's my wife, family.
On
family? That is my wife.
Yes,
family.
Hey,
how you doing?
What's going on, family?
Family, you may notice a difference.
There's a difference.
This is not Friday, family.
It's Saturday.
This is Saturday.
It is Saturday.
The Crenshaws are coming to you on a Saturday.
Yes.
And we did it on purpose.
Yes.
We figured, hey, this Friday actually ended on the last day of the month.
Yes, it did.
April kind of, from the Crenshaw Corner, it was a strange month in April for the Crenshaw Corner.
It was so weird.
Nothing really went to plans.
No.
So what we decided to do is be like, scrap the last day of the month. Mm-hmm. And we're going to come to the family fresh and renewed.
So in actuality, April ended on April 29th.
Yeah.
Okay.
It ended April 29th.
I don't know I don't care what your calendars say, people. April 29th.
Was the last day of April.
Was the last day of April for the we had enough.
So we decided to come fresh and new on May 1st.
Hey, May.
Now, family, don't get used to this.
Nope, because it ain't happening.
This is a one-off.
It's a one-off.
We are going back to our regularly scheduled program on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Yes.
But hey, once again, April, we're going to leave it at that.
Yeah. And I want to just make an announcement to May because I made an announcement to April.
Uh-huh.
And I want May to know the same thing.
What you telling May?
Listen to me, May. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Now, I done woke up in April with eyes all closed, swollen throat, itching, coughing on the microphone because of April and the weather. So I'm asking May to get in order.
I'm saying because every day April woke up choosing violence.
Yes. And I want May to choose to be nice.
Get your life together, man.
Get your life together,
That's all
man.
we saying.
Nobody's out here. I don't want to buy no more Zyrtec unless I am buying a piece of stock for Zyrtec. By the way, I got to get this off my chest. And I know this is the beginning. We're going down a rabbit hole.
Hey, it's okay.
But there is a difference between Zyrtec and the 88 and the 88 cent.
There's a huge difference.
There's a huge difference.
This is what I've been telling you.
The difference is the money. I just want to.
Whatever.
I've been using again. I went away from the real Zyrtec, like you told me. And I went back to my 88 cents at Walmart, and I'm telling you, there's no difference. The only difference, my God, is the $4.25 that I save.
You know what?
Every time I purchase it. That's all
just
I got
suffer
to say.
it. Just, I ain't got.
I'm not suffering.
But I don't have time for this nonsense. So just
I really
suffer.
didn't really take it like I was supposed to in May, but now I have, and it's in my system.
Whatever, man.
And so that's what I wanted to tell you.
Keep living the cheap life. That's all I'm saying.
We live in the frugal life.
No, there's
Yes.
a difference between frugal and cheap.
I'm not cheap. I'm frugal.
You is cheap.
Because let me tell you something.
Cheap,
I save money on that 88 cents Zyrtec.
What you was able to do with that?
Get you that apple juice you asked me for the other day.
The 95-cent apple juice?
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Because the apple juice I asked you for is only 95 cents.
It don't matter. I had the capability to buy you more than one. Had I
you didn't buy me more than one.
I did that time. I bought you more than one, babe.
No, I bought
you two.
myself.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. You spent $1.86 on me.
Right.
Look at you.
96, thank you.
Look at you.
And by the way, had I spent the money on the Zyrtec that you wanted me to spend for $4.98 versus the 88 cents, you wouldn't have had the capability to get no juice at all. Come on and let me bless you.
Okay, so you telling me I really got to bring the accountants in to take a look at our books? Because $4 Zyrtec has just shut down the entire Crenshaw operation?
Yes. Well, we going to get to apple juice. Yes, it was. It was. We have an
crazy.
envelope. And once the envelope money gone, the money gone. We're not going into the account. But just do you. I just needed to start fresh in May and get some facts out here. Okay? So go ahead. Did I say my name?
I don't even know anymore. I believe you did. You did. No, you did.
Did you say that's my wife?
That's my wife. I said that.
I don't think you said.
Family, I don't know.
I don't think
I'm gonna be honest with you. I know I said it.
feel like I said my
It was
name.
said. You said your name. I said that's my wife. People, family, that's my wife. It was said.
Was it with that much love?
It really was, because right now, where we're currently sitting, I'm looking at a bottle of green alcohol sitting on the counter. I'm contemplating drinking it, family.
Listen to
this woman
me.
and drove me crazy already.
Welcome to the Saturday episode of
family,
the Crenshaw Corner.
I don't know what this is going to be.
Go ahead, go for it.
Is there something else you want me to say?
You got to go the whole housekeeping
family,
stuff.
just thank you for joining us.
For our new
thank you for listening.
Listeners.
For our new family members, welcome. However you found us, whether it was iTunes, whether it was Podbean, whether it was Spotify, whether it's Google Play, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts,
we love you.
iHeartRadio, or on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com.
We love you.
We love you. We thank you so much for joining us.
We do.
For our returning family members.
Come on, returners.
You already know how we feel about you.
Welcome to the podcast.
There she go again.
Welcome to the podcast.
Now,
let them know.
Our new family members understand.
We do love you.
We love you.
A lot.
There is a special place in our heart and soul for you.
That you took a chance on us.
That you took a chance.
Yes.
That you took a big chance,
especially if you
on half of the Crenshaw Corner.
Especially if you are tuning in today on Saturday. You took a real big chance.
But yet you are here.
You are here.
But there is something about our returning family members.
We love you guys so much.
We're just special and love you. And you continue to support us. You continue to listen. You continue to reach out to us. You continue to be a part of our journey.
Yes.
So we just thank you.
We thank you. Can I just say this part too?
Yeah, please go ahead.
For the family who wrote in and called in and texted in and said, give me the book, Move My Cheese. We thank you.
We thank you.
We got room for new books. Thank y'all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for taking the books,
y'all. We appreciate that.
Thank you for taking the books.
So, and as always, though, family, welcome to the cookout.
Yes.
Make sure you bring some aluminum foil so you can take something with you.
That was my...
What happened?
Baby, you did the whole thing.
I'm sorry, rewind. So, family, welcome to the cookout.
Right.
Make sure you bring some aluminum foil so you can what, babe?
Take something with you.
So you can take something with you. That's right.
Crenshaw nuggets or something.
Also, why are you looking at me like that, though?
Because you took my thunder.
I never. Oh, wow.
Go ahead. Do
Miss
what you're doing,
won't
baby.
let me complete a whole thought.
Just go ahead, baby.
Really complaining about me taking your thunder?
Baby, do what you do. You out here doing what you do today. That's all I got to say.
Family, we say, make sure you bring some aluminum foil so you can take something with you. We say that for a purpose.
We do.
For the simple fact is, you can see my wife will go off in all of left field.
I did today. I'm going to
be
really honest.
Go down all kind of rabbit holes.
Yes.
The information she give may not be accurate.
My information. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
I'm
ahead.
just saying, but she out there with it. She out there.
I'm gonna let you rock out on
This,
Saturday. Go ahead.
that false confidence is just out there. But the one thing we always try to do, we always try to give you a different perspective.
We do.
We try to give you a different thought process, just a different way of looking at things.
We have good intentions.
The intentions are always good.
Every single time.
Every time.
Now, what happens after that?
Hey.
But the intentions are good.
But you know what they say about good intentions?
What's that?
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
We can't be sending people to hell.
I'm not trying to.
Okay.
I'm not trying to go, and I'm not trying to see nobody else there.
I'm just trying to ask some questions.
That's all. So, family, with that being said, we say bring your aluminum foil.
Yes.
Take something with you.
Yes.
Just so later on in your week, as you're thinking, as you're contemplating, as you're processing, you can pull out that nugget.
Yes.
You can apply it.
Unwrap that aluminum.
And there you go.
Unwrap the aluminum.
And then, family, as always, we consider ourselves an interactive podcast.
Yes.
Which means we can be found on the socials.
Yes.
We're on Instagram.
We're Instas.
There she go again.
We Instas, y'all.
I don't care how often you say that. That's not going to make it a thing.
Until somebody tell me not to say it no more.
I'm telling you not to say it no more.
No, player. The family.
Wow.
We Instas.
Anyway.
Uh-huh.
We can be found on the socials.
We can.
We're on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook, all on the Crenshaw Corner. And of course, you can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com.
I like when you say that.
Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com.
Yay.
So, family, it's Saturday.
It is Saturday.
And I think we have something to talk about. I'm not sure.
Listen, first of all, okay.
What's
there's
up?
a serious note and there's a funny note for me.
Okay.
What we're going to talk about, we were listening to Bishop Jakes. Bishop Jakes and our pastor Stephen Furtick got together.
Yes.
To talk about Pastor Bishop's book, Drop the Mic.
Okay.
And one of the things that he said that really hit home for me was the fact that it's easy to tell people facts. Right. But it's really hard or easy to articulate a fact. You can definitely tell someone 2 + 2 = 4. It's basically, I'm paraphrasing what he said. However, but to tell someone that you love them, tell them that you're sad or you're angry or you're mad, sometimes it's so difficult to articulate. Right. And so, and when I was thinking about that, I was like, we need to talk about that. But I want to talk about one part of it from a whole new situation.
Okay. Talk to me. What's up?
The garage.
What do you mean the garage?
Okay, guys. So if you ever listened to us before, we have a garage. Well, we still have a garage.
But
we got rid of a lot of stuff. I just want to get credit for that. We got rid of a lot of stuff.
Most of them need to go, but that's okay.
Exactly. So what happens, the reason why I was bringing up the garage is because what happens is, Sanchez is a fact person in the garage. I am a feeling person in the garage. Okay?
Okay.
This is why
Please elaborate.
This is why I'm bringing it up.
Please elaborate.
It is a fact that there's a bit much in the garage.
Fact.
That's a fact.
It's a fact.
But some of those things associated with our feelings, whether you want to admit some of this stuff in here is yours, but I'm not going to deal with it.
A small portion is mine.
No, bruh. But okay. So, but the feeling was, the reason why I'm bringing this up, because for a long time, we had this garage, and Sanchez, the fact was he never had enough room to park his car.
Never. I had a garage, but I could not park my car.
It was a fact.
It was a fact. And
he would tell me his feelings about it. But it wasn't articulated in a way till recently. Like you articulated it. This is a fact to me. I didn't hear you articulate it the way that you articulated it recently.
Say that first.
Okay.
You didn't hear me.
I heard you. But the way that you are, it was like.
That supports a running theory of mine.
I think that you didn't know how to convey to me that you really wanted space for this garage.
I'm sorry. I thought just telling you, babe, I want to put my car in the garage. We own a garage that I want to use for my car. I'm sorry. I thought that was conveying.
No, but fact was we didn't have no room to put your car in the garage. And I thought it was just something you wanted to do. I didn't know that there was some emotions behind that.
Right.
No, seriously, I just did not know till recently when you was like, I think the way you conveyed it was like, can I just have a couple of things? And one of the couple of things, babe, I really want to be able to put my car in the garage. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. We've had 4 garages.
Yeah, we've had 4 or 5 garages.
4 or 5 garages. And I never had the capability. And this time I really want that to happen. And could we get rid of some of this stuff? That's different than you was like, I want to put my car in the garage. See, you don't give me the face. I'm just telling you, I heard the heart behind it Because fact, yeah, you did want to put but the fact was it was too much stuff. But once you conveyed it all together,
right?
I'm serious now.
Okay. I'm being serious
I
too.
heard your heart
Right.
behind it, and so sometimes I think when people say stuff, that's why I'm bringing up when people say stuff. If it's not articulated a certain type of way, and I don't know if I guess you felt like I'll need to put my car in the garage was enough articulation for your wife to get it, but sometimes it's not.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense.
It does,
because
but
you're giving me the head,
yeah,
and
because
the eye look.
Normally you and I are on the same page with things. That's how we work so well together.
We ain't on the page with this one.
Nah, we're not on the same page with this one. So yeah, we're gonna take this one from a couple of different angles.
Okay, let's angle it.
We're definitely gonna get back to the premise of what Bishop and Pastor talked about.
Yeah.
But however, that wasn't a situation of me not articulating what I wanted to you. Mm-hmm. That was a situation of you hearing what you wanted to hear to fit your narrative. Because your narrative is that you did not want to get rid of stuff. Like you said, there was feelings to the items that were located in the garage because we had stuff that belonged to us. We had stuff that belonged to the kids. We had stuff that belonged to parents.
Our mother.
We got stuff.
We had stuff.
Yeah, we got stuff. Stuff that you accumulated before you and I met. Mm-hmm. Stuff that we've accumulated along the way in these last 20 some odd years together. Mm-hmm. So for you, your narrative was, I can't get rid of my stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna listen. And what you were hearing with me saying, babe, I want to put my car in the garage. I feel, since we're talking about feelings, I feel like you equated that to me saying, babe, you got to get rid of this stuff. Mm. And so because you were hearing, you have to get rid of this stuff, you were not trying to hear anything else I was trying to say. So that's my belief on it. It's not that I wasn't articulating it correctly. I think you were just hearing what you wanted to hear to fit your narrative.
But when you said it this time, you didn't say, babe, I want this garage. You said something totally different, and I heard that.
I said, I'm going to get this garage this time. I put my foot down this time.
Put your foot down.
That's what happened.
Because I said, we will try. I said, I'll try something in June. I'm just going to be quiet. Did I not say that?
Yeah.
Because you rolled up on me like that, and I was like, no, we'll try something in June.
Now, understand, family, we moved to our new space in March. And my wife had the audacity.
Yes, I did.
The unmitigated gall.
Facts.
To look up in my eyes and tell me that sometime in June,
I will try to squeeze him in here.
I will try to get your car in the garage.
Right. But then you change your conversation with me. Uh-huh. You don't remember changing your conversation with me?
What conversation did I change?
In reference to your car being in the garage.
Tell me what I said.
Basically, you were like, babe, why do I have to wait till June? Like, I really want to put my car in the garage, babe. Now, I've let you have all the garages, and you were like, and I let you have the house, but I want this. And that's when it was like, boom. It wasn't just like, yo, give me the garage, like you try to bully me, bruh. And it wasn't like, I want to put my car in the garage. It was like, this is really important to me. Not that I didn't think it wasn't important.
You didn't care.
No, I did care. I don't
did
know.
Not care.
Maybe I'm not conveying this correct.
No, you conveyed it exactly how you mean it, ma'am.
But I heard your heart behind it. Like, okay, for instance, babe, I'll say something to you and it'll just be like 4 words. And it's not, you don't move on it until I'm like, babe, can you please really do this for me? And then you move on it. So don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do
once
that.
Again, though,
don't do that, player.
I'm going to unpack this a little bit for you.
Oh my God. You got a suitcase?
For this one, I do.
Okay, is it a duffel, a suitcase, or an overnight bag?
This is all Samsonite right here.
Oh, this is Samsonite.
This is the
go
Samsonite
ahead.
joint.
All right, go ahead with it then, baby.
So, it's not that my verbiage changed.
It did change.
No.
Okay, you articulated it better to me. Okay, I'm going to be quiet.
It's not that my verbiage changed. Mm-hmm. It's not that the heart behind the message changed. Mm-hmm. It's that you were finally open to getting, because by that time, you had already made up in your mind that you were ready to get rid of stuff, because at that point it was aggravating you. At that point, you realized we have entirely too much items that we're not utilizing that's taking up space.
Right.
And because at that time, it finally clicked in your spirit.
Oh, now it's clicked in my spirit.
That, hey, I need to get rid of stuff. Now you are open to my narrative. But it wasn't until you became open within yourself saying, hey, this stuff really needs to go. He's like, okay, well, now let me hear what my husband's saying, even though he's been saying the same thing for 16 years, 43 days, 19 hours, 36 seconds, and 19 milliseconds.
Nope, I beg to differ.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to tell you why.
I'm listening.
Here we go. We gonna get to our family. We gonna get to it. But right now, you in our therapy session for real, right this minute.
I'm listening.
Okay, I beg to differ because the moment that you said it to me that way, I didn't wait till June because June not here. I literally was like, I heard this. I was like, dang. Okay, baby, I got it. I didn't tell you that I got it. And I left early in the morning.
You did?
Without you.
You did?
8:45 in the morning.
You did?
Until 5 o'clock at night.
You did?
And I made this happen for you. And I could have waited till June. It wasn't emergency because we had made a decision that by June or somewhere in June, I was gonna do it. Just didn't know when in June.
Because it was not important to you.
It's not that it wasn't important. I just felt like, baby, it's so much stuff. Where's your car going to go? Because
you don't like the concept of cars in a garage.
I don't.
You don't like that concept.
I won't even get in the car and pull out if my car's in the garage.
Which
I'm not doing that.
We'll get into that another topic, another time, because that's what they are built for. Mm-hmm. That was the purpose. Storage is not really the purpose of it's for a car. But we'll get into that another time.
But I'm not going to get into it because this is what he's talking about. When we get ready to go somewhere, now the car's in the garage, he'll open the gate, blah, blah, blah. I stand outside until he pull that car out. He like, babe, get in the car. I'm not getting in the car while it's in the garage.
Anyway, I stand by what I said.
Listen.
That I believe, and I'm not coming off of this. So, and I hear you, and I understand.
So we're going to stay right here.
We're the impasse, and that's okay.
And it's okay.
It's okay. We don't always have to agree on everything.
We just got to love each other.
But I will stand on only because within you the narrative changed. Mm-hmm. That's why you heard different from me.
No, I think that you just said it a little bit different with a little bit more passion behind it, maybe, since we've been using passion.
Because I was tired.
But no,
at that point I was tired.
But listen, I didn't move because you was like, yo, I'm getting, you know, I didn't move. I was like, all right, then we'll check that out in June. We'll see how that, but when you said a little bit more and I heard your heart behind that, and then I was like, yeah, he's absolutely right. And I didn't wait till June. I moved on it immediately. So no, I'm going to stay in where I stay. And I think sometimes we're not saying the same thing. I'm not even going to say that.
No, we're not.
We're not saying the same thing.
We're not. And it's okay. Sometimes.
But the fact is of the matter that you got what you wanted, and the feelings, and you got what you wanted per me because of the way you conveyed your feelings about it this time without being like, yo, give me, I'm going to, and putting your little 13 and a half foot down, because that really don't work.
My little 13 and a half foot.
That really don't work for me. Okay? Just wanted to put that out there in the atmosphere.
All right. So here's what. Okay. Once again, we're just going to, on that particular topic, we are going to agree to disagree.
Well, you got what you wanted, so it's beautiful.
I eventually got what I want, and I appreciate that.
Yes, but, and part of the house, you got what you wanted.
Yeah.
Yes.
It only took me 22 years.
Oh my gosh.
It only took me 22 years.
Babe, really?
But I appreciate it. After 22 years, I appreciate it.
I'm a good wife.
Let me tell you that. Let me telling yourself that.
Toot, beat, people. I'm tooting my own horn. Yeah. I just got this feeling that I'll give it till maybe Sunday, Monday. There's going to be so many messages about this part of this conversation, but go ahead.
Yeah. And because there should be so many messages that come in from the family because I'm being wronged in this life.
Okay.
But that's neither here nor there.
I just had to get that part out.
And I appreciate you getting that part out.
Yes. So we are good to go.
Yeah, but let's get back on track. Because once
we were on track, kinda.
But that was more of a therapy session for us. I don't know if the family took anything from that, but that was more of a therapy session for us.
Thank you.
But to touch on what Bishop was talking about when it comes to fact or feelings, I'm a prime example of that. Mm-hmm. Okay. I can sit down and have a conversation all day long. Mm-hmm. History, politics, whatever, as long as we're talking about factual things.
Right.
You know, the fact of the matter. You know, I can deal in that. The moment that conversation turns to a feeling-based conversation, I get so uncomfortable.
Really?
I do. I get you know this about me. I will sit down and talk to someone all day long, as long as we're having a logical conversation. Because to me, feelings are illogical. And the moment we start getting into how you feel about something, or me having to express how I feel about something, at that moment, a switch turns for me, and that becomes a very uncomfortable conversation. I do my best to avoid feeling conversations as much as possible.
Okay, but here's the thing, I got a question for you, because you're a poet, And so your words are always beautiful, always so put together. I call you a wordsmith.
Right.
So on pen and paper and doing it that way you can, but like having a one-on-one, like say with your mom or with someone at work, if you can do facts, but you just can't do you can't do feelings or be able to articulate what you're feeling at that time.
I can do a monologue, not a conversation. Because when I'm writing, when I'm doing my books, or if I'm doing spoken word, that's a monologue. I'm not talking to anyone. I'm talking at you. You know, I'm at that point, it is a lecture type situation. In a conversation, now you're asking me, well, how do you feel about that? And now you're telling me how you feel about how I feel about something.
Right. And
now I'm having to go deep into a conversation about feelings that I want to go into, because the entire time I'm having to process too much.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, because now I'm worried too much about what I'm saying, how are my feelings going to affect you? Because I feel this certain way about you or about the situation or about something. Now I'm having to worry about too much of how I say it, how I process it, how I articulate it, how I translate it to you.
Right.
Worrying about how are you going to take it to make sure I don't hurt your feelings, make sure I don't step on your toes, make sure I don't offend you.
That I receive it correctly.
Right. And I'm it's too much processing I'm having to do.
Right.
That I don't want to do.
Well, one thing Bishop Jake said, I believe, was that sometimes we weren't taught that. So here's my question: in your family, were you taught to? I mean, besides just saying "I'm mad," "I'm sad," "I love you," okay, that's good. But I mean, really conveying that, articulating what that means to you.
No, we didn't do that.
So do you think that's the reason why you don't have the capability to do it that way?
Yeah, talking too much about how you feel, me growing up, that'll get you beat up.
Oh, by who, baby? Who beat you up?
The adults, because at that point you're not in a child's place. Because now you're telling me how you feel about something. I didn't ask you how you felt. I told you to do it. That's how I grew up.
Right.
I tell you to do something, you do it. I don't care how you feel about it.
Right.
I don't care if you're having trouble with this and you don't, as a child, you don't know how to articulate it properly. I don't care about that. I told you to do it, so go do it.
Right.
That's how I grew up.
Okay, so when your family was conveying feels like I'm sad, I'm mad, they're just saying I'm mad. They don't like I'm mad because, or I'm sad because, or this is what I'm feeling because, or
no, you get on my nerves. Go sit down.
Okay.
No, we didn't do that. We didn't do that. Well, you hurt me, and here's why you hurt me.
Right.
Or my feelings are hurt, and here's why my feelings are hurt.
I didn't do that.
No, not at all.
Really?
No, not at all. We didn't do that. We still don't do that. You know my family.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, I'm just thinking about as you grow up and you get your feelings hurt, how do you, okay, because I'm saying this because you're such a phenomenal writer and you like spoken word, everything. So how did that come about? Because
pain.
Okay.
All great art comes from pain.
Yeah, well, this is true.
I'm not trying to be funny when I say this.
That's
I'm
true.
I'm not trying to turn this into a dark conversation, but all great comedians, all great comedy comes from pain. All great writers it comes from a place of pain.
Right.
That's why I'm able to write the stories I do, or weave the images I weave through my poetry or my spoken word. It's because it all comes from a place of pain. No, we did. There are family members to this day that I'm a grown behind man. I am 43 years old. I am a father of 4. I have a grandson. I've been married for 21 years. There are people in my family today I can't sit down and have an honest, open conversation with, because their immediate response is to take offense, is to defend, is to attack. That's their immediate response.
Right.
So I'm not going to sit down and tell you how I feel about something when the moment I tell you how I feel about a situation, you automatically turn around on me and make it my fault that I feel the way I feel because you did the best you could, because you didn't know any better.
Right.
Because you don't remember things the way you should remember them.
Right.
Because your life is different than the way you remember it. So you shouldn't feel that way. Right. So no, why don't I do that for?
Right.
So I'm going to give you facts.
Okay. So that means that it's like I'm interviewing you. So weird. So it's like that's what you weave in your business life, your marriage, your children, everything. You weave that all into your.
I don't do feelings. And one thing in my managerial experience, the one thing I always the one constant thing I tell my team, no matter who I'm with, no matter who I work for, no matter what team I run, is always the same thing. keep your feelings in your pocket. Don't come to me with how you feel. Never come to me and start a sentence with I feel.
Okay.
Because I don't care.
Gotcha.
Come to me with what's the problem. And the next thing is you better be telling me what's the solution.
Okay.
So if you come to me with what's the issue and then what you've done to correct that problem. But never start a sentence with I feel. You keep your feelings in your pocket because there's no place for that here.
Right.
And which is it's not good. I admit that. That's not the best way to handle things. But that's what I've learned. That's what I've taught. So I rather deal in facts than feelings because facts are cleaner. Facts are easier. It's either is this wall white or not? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I don't care how you I feel it's an off-white. I feel it's no. Is it white or not? So let's keep it basic and simple.
So that's what's made you a great listener for your children then?
Yes. Because I don't like having feeling conversation with them either.
Yeah, so you listen because I realize because the kids do come to you with all their feelings. Kids don't really care what you feel about your feelings and how you grew up. They want to be able to tell you those things, and I realize you're such a great listener to them. I mean, a lot of times you're logical in reference to
right.
Well, after you listen to everything they have to say and their feelings and what's going on, you be like, okay, so where do we go from here? That's normally your conversation. Where do we go from here? I'm
gonna give you the logical course of action to take. If you come to me with I feel, if you come to me with this is going on and this is how I feel about it, I am always going to end the conversation with a logical way of handling that situation.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm not saying this is the right way to do it. I'm not saying this is the best way to do it.
Right.
I'm saying this is the way I handle it.
That's the way you handle it.
If you want to have a I feel conversation, you need to talk to Angela. She's the one of the Crenshaws that you need to talk to be honest.
I feel.
Yeah, if you want to start a conversation with I feel, then to be honest, I am not the person initially to have that conversation with. Because if you're looking for a feeling response, you're not going to get that.
Right.
You're going to get the logical course of action that I feel, that I see to take.
Right.
Within that. I'm going to give you a different perspective. I'm going to give you a different avenue to take.
Okay.
I'm going to pull from my experience and what I've seen. But what I will never do is be like, well, in 1973, I was sitting in grade school
thinking,
and my ninth grade teacher told me, I'm not doing that with you. I'm going to give you the logical course of action. Okay. What steps have you taken? What do we need to do? What worked? What didn't? How can we look at this differently? That's what I'm gonna do. So between the two F's, I will always go to facts first. Yeah,
and I think that's where most people think like, well, how do they stay married? Because she got feelings. I mean, everybody has feelings.
Yeah, I have feelings. I just choose not to use them.
Yeah, well, that's not necessarily true. But anyway,
we'll get into that later.
We'll get to that later. But for me, I think that I've learned I have a very nonchalant family. That's what I was raised with.
Yeah.
Very nonchalant.
Very nonchalant.
Like, okay, so the house is on fire. All right. Like, so let's get the house watered down and let's rebuild. Yeah. I don't have time. My families are makers and shakers. I grew up with makers and shakers. We didn't have time to try to articulate what we're going. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Let's get it done. And then we'll deal with the rest on the backside. I don't know if that was good or bad, but it's like, okay, the house is on fire. The fire department has come. Let's go in this house. We don't have time for you to be crying over those pictures that was burned and what ain't there. We can get those pictures back unless they dead. Let's get it cracking. And that's how I was raised. So for me, I'm not. I won't say that. I think for me that made me have as much feelings as a lot of feelings behind stuff because I wanted you to hear me. I want to articulate to you so you can be clear on how you make me feel. And I think that for us, because you're that way and I'm that way, we like yin and yang. That is how we've had in the beginning of our marriage so many passionate conversations.
So many passionate debates, just arguments.
Yeah, arguments and conversations in the beginning because that's not how I was raised. I was raised, we're going to communicate it, we're going to make it happen, and we're going to make it move. I'm not moving forward until we do this thing. You're more so like, Okay, that happened. Okay. And we're almost on the same page because we're both solution people. One thing about both of us, we're solution people.
We're always looking for the resolution.
The resolution for it because we don't want to hang in the darkness of it all, or the darkness of the problem per se.
Yeah.
But I do understand that when I married him and we were married and we still married, but talking about it would very much be annoying to me. I'm just being honest. It was annoying because you've pivoted as the kids got older and you've been married longer from that absolute fact thing. You will go to some feelings sometime, not a lot, but sometimes. But we had to grow from that because I want you to articulate what you're feeling. And he would say stuff like, I did. I'm sorry, I want my car in a garage. Or I would say to him, well, articulate, ask baby, go further. I don't understand what you're saying. He was like, I just said what I said. Like, baby, there's nothing else for me to say. And that was annoying. Yeah.
It's because earlier on in our marriage, you didn't like the answers I was giving you.
They weren't answers.
But see, that's the thing. They were my answers. What happened was one of the things that we ran into early on in our marriage, and if we're honest, from time to time, we still have this issue. When you want a response, you only want a response the way that you think I should respond to that particular topic. So because in your mind, you've already conjured or you've already written out a response of what it should look like. So you feel as though my response should line up to what you already have written in your head.
Right.
So when it doesn't, now you're confused. It's like, okay, but you didn't answer the question. Nah, babe, I did. I did answer the question. You asked me the question. I gave you my truth. You just didn't like the way my truth came across.
I think that when I ask you questions, there's a shutdown in you. That was like, I'm not going any further than right here. You were not willing to move further into your feelings. You just were not, because there was so much more meat and potatoes in that question.
Right.
And you would be like, this is it. And I'm like, it's not it. It's just not. And it's not going to be it for me. And I think when I asked you the question, you would like, this is as far as I'm going. And you didn't want to budge from that. You like literally was like, I'm not budging. And so it was long nights, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning staring at each other because until we get to a resolve, my God, he will tell you, we up or are we not up?
Yeah, no, we up. Because at that point, you're not going to let me sleep.
He's not sleeping. He's not sleeping, people. At all, because I know there's more to that. And the majority of the time, be very honest, after we do that, there was more to that, but you didn't know how to convey it, or you just didn't want to convey it at the time.
Exactly. It was uncomfortable. That's what I'm just saying. And that's the truth. Yes, the truth.
That's the truth.
Feelings to me are so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is like, I don't mind uncomfortability in certain situations.
Right.
Like, okay, we got to move, or, things are going wrong. There's a problem. There's an illness. There's a death, whatever it is. Those are all, life is uncomfortable. Right. You're dealing with uncomfortable situations. Right. I can maneuver. Every job I've had has been stressful within that particular realm of the profession.
Right.
There's been many a times throughout my profession, I'm getting phone calls at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning,
right,
having to get out my bed and go deal with situations. That's the situation of when I worked at the airport and got a call at 2 o'clock in the morning because one of my drivers drove through a plane.
Yeah.
Literally drove through a plane. And I'm having to deal with this. So being uncomfortable is not an issue. It's just that facet of feelings, having to deal with messy feelings, having to juggle my feelings, not worry about your feelings. And what I'm saying is that affecting your feelings, and because I love you, I don't want to hurt you. So how much truth can I give you? How honest can I be with you about how I feel about this? It's just too much. It's sensory overload for me. It's just too much. I don't want to do that.
You're a huge sensory person. But also, I think you've grown in an area, not even that, but there was a time when you didn't want to tell what your feelings were. Like, not even like what you felt about what I was doing or the kids were doing at work. It's just you in general. You held a lot of feelings in, and it disturbed your life almost.
It's because growing up, my feelings did not matter. I was taught at a very early age that, okay, now understand, family, my blood family loves me. That's never an issue. Don't hear what I'm not saying.
Right.
I love my blood family, and my blood family loves me.
Right.
However, I was taught at a very early age that my feelings did not matter. How I felt about a situation did not matter.
Right.
How a situation affected me did not matter.
Right.
You are a child and you stay in a child's place. You do what I tell you to do. If you feel this way, it's only because you being lazy and you don't want to do what I told you to do.
Right.
If you feel differently than how I'm telling you, it's because you're being defiant and you don't want to follow my direction.
So, but how, I mean, because I just want to, because a lot of times people think that that's just a male characteristics. A lot of times it is mostly men who swallow and hold on and don't want to talk about
because
their
that's what we're taught.
That's what you're taught. But that's such a dangerous fact.
It is.
That's a dangerous thing. And that almost killed you.
Oh, it did. On several occasions. It almost did. But it's from society's viewpoint on what a man looks like and how a man should handle things. And then once again, it's from my family who your feelings didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
So I'm from two sides I'm learning.
Right.
You know, as a man, suck it up and move on. And then from my family, your feelings don't matter. You do what I tell you to do.
Right.
And so at that point, it's like, okay, my feelings don't matter. So why am I dealing in something that doesn't matter?
Right.
Why am I dealing in something that is not important to anybody?
Right.
Because I honestly grew up feeling as though my feelings don't mean anything to anybody.
So why did you take that into adulthood though? Because
at what point was I showing something different?
Okay.
At what point would I have learned that my feelings mattered?
Right.
Because just for the family who doesn't know, just a little bit about my history. So my biological mother and father separated and divorced when I was 4 years old. So I grew up in and out of my grandparents' home. My grandfather was the most important man to me, but my grandfather was born in 1919. So my grandfather grew up in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, different time.
Right.
So he wasn't he loved me, he hugged me, he prayed over me, he taught me the word of God, but he didn't deal in emotions either. So you got him. So my biological father wasn't there. And then everything I'm seeing from society during that time period, I'm a product of the 70s to 80s. I grew up I was born in 77, really grew up in the 80s, matured in the 90s.
Right.
Nobody was talking about a man should express himself. Nobody talks about, I was taught that's weakness. Men don't cry. That's what I grew up under. The banner of men don't cry.
Right.
So I got that from a societal standpoint. And then I really got it from black men don't. Because black men can't show weakness.
Right.
So I got that aspect of it.
Right.
Then I have my family who was showing me on more than one occasion that how you feel about something does not matter.
Right.
So at what point was I going to learn something different?
Right.
It's not I got sons that I was like, I can't keep doing, even though I can't do it, I got to show them something different.
Right.
So that's why even to this day, my grown adult, I still hug them. I still kiss them on the cheek. I still every time we see them, I still tell them I love them. So that at least they have that.
Right.
Even though I can't sit down and have a true emotional conversation with them as much as I want to.
Right.
I can't.
Right.
And I've tried, but I can't find the words.
Right.
I can't navigate through it. For someone who can sit down and have a conversation with anybody.
Right.
The moment that conversation flips to feelings, I lose all words.
Right. It's so funny because you say that you lose all words with your kids. And I think people need it too with your kids. They are like, yo, Sanchez, like, yo, he on it. He on top of it. I'm like, so to hear you say that, but when I talk to the kids, like, he's on top of it. He helped me. I understand now because I can say, and I think, you know what? That's an aha moment for me. Because when I talk to the boys and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, and then, but when they talk to you and they get on the phone with you, it's a different vibe. It's like you're talking, okay, like what happened?
Yeah.
And I guess for me, in my feelings, they're not good or bad, but I guess I'm going in the mode of trying to fix it. Yeah. Let me. What are your feelings? Why do you feel this way? That's how I maneuver.
Right. You come from an emotional place, which is not a bad thing, and I don't.
Yeah. So when they talk to you, it's a whole different vibe, and it seems like because maybe our sons are, y'all are all alike and they receive it better and they're like, okay. And you off the phone with them like, well, what happened? And we're like, we took care of it. I'm like, okay, but I just finished talking to your son just now, so it's just so different because I think that when I hear you, I think you are conveying it and you are, but just not the way I guess that people perceive. Everybody conveys what they need to. I think you do convey feelings. And I think that you are logical and you're a huge fact person. But I think when it does come to your kids, because even with me, sometimes you just like, and you'll cut it off. But I'm thinking you've gotten better. I'm thinking of you. What did I say?
Think of you?
I think of you. I've saw growth in that area for you. In reference to your feelings, I don't know because I won't let you sleep. Been doing this for years and you're not going to sleep, but you're just going to tell me exactly what you're feeling because I never want to go through what we went through before of not knowing you felt this way.
Right.
So if you look a certain way or you answer me a certain way, we up all night because I need to know what is that? Where is that coming from?
I get it.
So it is one of those things that is so difficult. And when Bishop was talking about it, I was like, because he was just saying to tell someone that you love them, how do you tell someone that you love them and that you love the way their hair smell and the way that they look at you and those things that you can say. How do you articulate if you haven't been taught that, right? And I knew I wanted to have this conversation with you because I know we've been together long enough to know that that's not what you were taught.
Yeah, not at all.
And so to see your growth in that area, to know that it is capability. I mean, you do teeter-totter every now and then, but to see your growth in that area of really fighting to make sure that your sons don't act in that way and make sure that your daughter doesn't come out that way because sometimes Morgan's hardcore too.
And that's
Morgan's
my fault.
Hardcore.
Yeah,
Woo.
Sometimes
she's a fact person.
Yeah,
too.
sometimes when it comes to her, and she's an amazing young lady.
Yes, she is.
She will be graduating with her master's.
Yes.
She's an amazing young lady. Yeah.
6 days she's graduating with her master's.
But in some aspects, I realized that I broke her in some aspects when it comes to things like that, because sometimes it's really hard for her to be emotional. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard for her to deal in emotion, and then when they become overwhelming, she doesn't know how to process them a lot of the times, and sometimes she'll just shut down because she doesn't know how to. Because unfortunately, I did not show her the right way when it came to how to process emotions, how to deal with emotion. Because to be honest, sometimes I'm robotic. It's like I'm a whole freaking cyborg out here sometimes. It's honest. And
I love, I just think, I feel like people listen going, what in the world? Because I think that's a fact.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you are very robotic and this is just what it is.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm hard to read. And anyone who's had a true conversation with me, if you go back through those conversations, has it ever been an emotional conversation from my side? Or has it been logic? Has it been, okay, so this is what I hear your issue is. Okay, well, here's what we can do to work through it. How can I help you walk through it? Yeah. It's very rare. Now, of course, I'm not going to say, I never talk in absolutes. Right. There has been times where I've had to push through and I've had to have emotional conversations. But those logical conversations outweigh those. Yeah. Outweigh those tremendously because that's why I operate better. I function better in that type situation.
But I don't see that, babe. I see you function better when you're talking emotions. The times that you do talk emotions. I mean, you don't, because that's what you're used to. It's like a comfortable, see that the facts and that's like a comfortable coat for you. Yeah. And so of course you feel like, no way, babe, because it's comfortable, but no. But when you put on the new coat, you put on the other coat and you deal in emotions, it is such a beautiful thing to see for me personally, for your children to see, for other people to see, the people who talk to you when you're in that arena for yourself. It is beautiful because it is such a good place for you. I just think that you like to hide. You can say what you want. I just think you're comfortable and you like to hide in the old coat, and that works, and it works for you. But it really doesn't. Does.
And look, that's why I'd rather be. Like I said, for me, I will always, if I have the option to choose between the two F's, between fact and feeling, it'll always be the 4. Yeah. I'm always going to take the 4 letters. I'm always going to take fact. Because
you'll take the 4 letters.
I'm going to take the 4 letters. I'm going to always take fact. Because it's just, and here's the thing, even with fact facts are not, it's not an easy conversation to have about a logical conversation either. A fact conversation is not always a comfortable conversation
Because
either.
people don't want facts, they want feelings.
Yeah, but it's so much, for me, it's just so much easier. I got it. Because they're so messy. Your feelings are so messy. And then you don't really know how you feel, and now you want me to sift through your feelings, and I gotta decipher. And then you getting mad at me because I don't really understand how you feel. I'm not gonna really understand how you feel because it's your feelings,
right?
But because I'm the closest thing to you, I'm supposed to understand every feeling you have. When you don't even understand every feeling you have, what the hell am I supposed to do with this?
Work through it.
Okay, cool.
Work through it. And I don't think that's what we've been doing, working through it. I think because we're two different people, but we've been working through it. And so that has given our children such a weird balance, basically, because you're right. When it comes to feelings, they come, Ma.
Yeah, they come to you.
When they come with okay, dad, because they know I'm going to give them the feeling aspect of it and blah, blah, blah. We're going to get to the solution.
Yeah, we are.
But I think that my version is a little bit longer than your version.
Yeah, I want to get to the end.
They get to you. They come to you because they want quick. They want right now, and they need to know what to do.
They want the quick solution.
Yes. For me, we're gonna go through some feelings, because I don't want you to. I need you to know how you got here, so we don't get here anymore. And I think that's where I always come from. How, when I'm talking to them, babe, how did you get here? What from that sentence that made you angry about what I just, you know what I'm saying? That's me. Baby, what? And you're I'm just mad about it out of day, baby. The way you said it or whatever. And I'm like, no, something else triggered you on that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy though?
What's that?
It's something as simple as I say debate that we've been having pretty much since day one.
Yeah.
You are not, when it comes to directions, when it comes to going places, you refuse to learn street names.
I don't like it.
You are a landmark.
I'm a landmark
person.
I'm from New York, and that's what we do.
And definitely coming from New York, I don't understand it because buildings come, buildings go.
But the area, the space, the area, the sense of it don't change.
It's crazy because a building will change, a landmark will change. They will take down a building, build a building, paint a building, but it's very rare that they change a street sign name. Fact. The name of the street is the fact. The landmarks is the feelings because you like how it looks. You, like you said, it's the vibe of it.
Yeah, I remember atmosphere, spaces, feelings.
And I think that sums up who we are so perfectly. Yeah. Because I'm a street name. I can tell you the name of the street. I can tell you the intersection. I can't tell you what's around it though. I can't tell you the buildings. I can't tell you what bodegas there. I can't tell you what corner stores there. I can't do that, but I can tell you the name of the street.
And I can literally go anywhere, and the building could be gone, but if that vibe is there, if that feeling is there, or because another thing about me is I am always looking for, and we've talked about this before, because Sanchez is the same way. I'm always looking for a fast escape. Yeah. I'm always looking for a way out.
I am too, but I'm looking for the street I can get out of. I'm looking for the back door in the street.
So I'm looking at every exit, every entrance. That's the building there, but there's a tree over there, and that's there, and that's how I get around. Yeah. I literally, even in Charlotte, which is so weird, I can't tell you nothing about Charlotte on those streets, but if you tell me where to go, and I've been there before, in my mind, even with my parking a car, I always park cars in my car near where the shopping carts are. No, for real. I always park my car to my landmark. The way my landmark is where the shopping carts are, right? And so then I look and see how many shopping carts and then especially let's say for Walmart, I'm parking where the shopping carts are, close to the shopping carts, and I'm also parking where the word says home by Walmart.
Right.
So I always know where my car is. That's just how I think. That's how you'll be like, okay, so we on F.
I'm on aisle F row 4.
Yeah, that's him. That's not me. I'd be like, I'm lost. So no. So yes.
Yeah, this is why I love you.
I love you too.
Family,
this was a long.
Yeah, we went a lot of different places.
I don't know where we went.
Hopefully you followed us along this journey.
Hopefully you took the aluminum foil and something got in there. I'm not for sure.
What's your final thought, babe?
No, my final thought is I love you. Absolutely. I love facts. I love you. And facts. I love you, everything about you, and feelings. I think that your feelings are beautiful. When you bring them out, they're incredible. I just, it's so funny. People like, he don't got no feelings. No, he has a lot of feelings. But this is just the way he rolls. So I love you. I don't have anything.
My final thought, family, is really simple. Find the balance. If you are a fact person, if you're dealing with a feeling person, find the balance because both are beautiful in their own way.
Yep. Or you going to be up all night.
Yeah. A beautiful mind that deals in facts, or a person that paints a beautiful picture dealing in feelings. I mean, it's beautiful either way.
Beautiful people.
So just find the balance. Family, we thank you.
Yes.
We thank you for joining us
on this rampage.
Yeah, we thank you for listening. We thank you for being a part.
Yes.
However you're listening, whether it's iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google Play, whether it's Amazon Music, whether it's iHeartRadio, or on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. We thank you. As always, we consider ourselves an interactive podcast, which means we can be found on the socials.
Yes, we can.
We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, all in the Crenshaw Corner. And of course, you can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. And as always, family, welcome to our journey.
We love you guys. Bye.